Hello everyone, Edain here, and welcome back to the Edain Mod. And today we've got another update. I cannot believe how quickly this update came out. I honestly thought this was going to come out after Edain Unchained. I was not expecting this to come out so early. So this is currently, looking at the hour, this is currently 8:30 in the morning. This is the closest time I'm going to get to coolish weather in the UK at the moment. It is burning in the UK at the moment, so I'm going to try and get this done quickly. Talk about this update. Have a look at the updated things. See what I think about them. See if you'll like them, and then we'll do another video after that, and hopefully before the sun starts to melt my skin. So let's begin. Edain 4.8.2 released 11 hours ago, which would be about 9 o'clock at night here in the UK. Greetings, companions of Edain. Today we released patch 4.8.2 for the Edain mod. You can now easily download this patch via the update, blah blah blah. You can now, if you've not yet installed this, you must first download the pack. If, for example, you're like me, you can just use the all-in-one BFME launcher. Just click on Edain and it'll update it for you if it says update. Now back to this. 4.8.2 should be shortly also be available through the all-in-one launcher, which I was talked about. So, if you have any problems, just go to support forums. So yeah, if you're ever not sure, just ask them. So firstly, the 3D upgrades. Both the Iron Hills Dwarves and the Ered Dwarves. We didn't know about those getting an update. Only the Iron Hills Dwarves. We're going to see the Ered Dwarves getting a bit of love as well. I'll be showing off both of them soon. Yep, I've been given a full rework. All their units and heroes have been given new models, from standard units to mithril clad heroes. The Dwarves shine in a new splendor. You can see there, these are all the units, troops, models that I showed off in the last update video, all collaged together. We've got the spearman, basic units, banner carrier, swordsman. Oh no, that's a ironbreaker. Murin, Dra, crossbowman, ramrider, Dane, another banner carrier. One's for the ironbreakers, obviously. We've got another Ironbreaker, different weapon types. We've got Thorin, we've got Narin, and that's all of them. I should have done it in a more sensible fashion, but we can also see Bofa, Keely, Feely, Balin, and Dwalin, and Thorin, of course. Although they look like their original models. They might have just been tampered with to make them look a little bit better. But now we've also got 2D upgrades. Many heroes have received new portraits and new icons. Multiple spellbooks have also been visually reworked. So we can see here, these are mostly Angmar heroes to start with. We've got Drauglin, Karsh, Gulzar, Hwaldar, Mornemarth, Durmarth, and Zafragor. Mordor, we've got Sauron. I do like that new model. Mafa Sauron, can never remember his name, Moloch. The Dark Martial Shadow Lord before they get given their armor. Got the Witch King, Kamul, we've got Arwen, Gildor, the twins, Glorfindel, Elrond, Círdan, and Halbarad. And then we can see the power tree for Mordor. We've got Overseers, Eye of Sauron, Easterlings, Shelob, Call the Horde, same model, which, to be fair, that is just a perfect one you need. Darkness has been a little bit updated. We've got Grond. We've got Power of Past Ages, which looks like that's taken from the cinematics from Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. We've got the Mumakil and Banners of the Red Eye. The Dwarves, you can see the Kark's Ravens, Rallying Call, Last Stand, Undermine, Beorn and the, summon Beornings. Gandalf, Earthquake is such a small little thing, but it takes it from, like, 2006 quality to like, at least 2023 quality with that. That looks so nice. The Lone Tower, the weapon art of the dwarves, the 4 different runes. You can see they've been actually collaged in a fashion where it's all split to make it look a bit more appealing, not just the 4 icons. And then Summon Citadel. Tooltip upgrades. The descriptions of abilities in Edain were somewhat outdated and confusing, especially for new players. They are now being gradually revised, starting with heroes and spellbook powers. They now follow a clear structure. First, a brief bit of lore fluff, followed by a paragraph of its exact functionality. And finally, the last paragraph contains instructions of use. So I'm not going to be showing every single fluff text for every single thing in the game, because that would take way too long. But yeah, you can see Boromir hit his veterans of Osgiliath. During the defense of Osgiliath, Boromir gathered the most skilled and valiant soldiers in all of Gondor to him, who will now follow his call. Boromir summons 2 battalions of fully upgraded veterans of Osgiliath for a medium duration. Now, I feel some of the lore buff bits were originally part of Unchained, so I do like, again, that Unchained and Base Edain are collaborating in little ways to make both mods better than Horn of Gondor. It was said in legend that if a Horn of Gondor was blown anywhere within the bounds of ancient Gondor, its call would pass unheeded. Enemies in close vicinity are stunned. This has been moved to tier... Oh no, this is Boromir's ability. I thought this was the power. No. Enemies in close vicinity are stunned, and all ally units and heroes on the map gain bonus speed. So this used to say heroes, now it says units and heroes get bonus speed for 15 seconds. Might be making Boromir more often. Conceptual upgrades. As with many of our recent patches, we've been taking the time to address some of the pain points we have seen been discussed. In patch 4.8.2, we are focusing specifically on the 3 following areas. Imlardris' early game, which we already knew about with the Bounders, and the Halbarad being a summoned Dunedain tent near a hobbit farm. Misty Mountains fissure. Okay. Are they going to nerf it? I doubt it. And the Dwarven Realms travel camp. Now, this one, when I did the ranking settlement summons building, I did get comments saying that, yeah, this building's garbage. And I agreed with my ranking. Is that it just doesn't do enough. You only ever want it when you need it. And after that, what's the point? You've got your veterans, or you've got your mithril mail. You spent your 400, you spent your minutes, you've spent your extra 500 on your elites. And now you've just got your an extra up to 4,000 resources in cost to just make your heroes stronger, which in a late game scenario is good, but other than late game, you're never really going to want this. So let's have a look. The travel camp has been complained about being too much effort to use, since it was an external plot that had no purpose until you needed the veterans. As such, we have expanded upon its role. You will now also be able to pair standard units with ponies and send them on expeditions to bring back treasures, knowledge, or allies. Now, notice how they've put here, you've got the travel camp, they've got the ponies with some basic guardians, ponies with spears, and ponies with archers. Does that mean each unit type gives a specialized return on investment? Or is it are all 3 of these different, all randomized? So that you can either get more money, so it'd have to be at least like 400 resources to make it worth sending 200 or 300 resources worth of units to go out. Knowledge, I imagine, refers to power points, and allies, I imagine, would be them turning into dwarves from other factions. Which, if that is true, could be fun. Could be pretty fun. Might be a way to make all dwarf factions more united in one way or another. Now, the Giants and their fissure was always meant to be a simple outpost capable of recruiting a single powerful unit, which it very much is a single powerful unit until you make 5 of them, and then you wonder, this is too strong, isn't it? However, we want to expand slightly on what Outpost and the Giants can do. The Fissure will now gain abilities with each level. These abilities allow you to summon untamed lairs, buff your monsters, and call forth the wrath of the mountain giants upon your enemies. If that is what I think it means, and it's a summon, or the wandering mountain giants around the fissure can move and attack, that's scary. That is actually scary, scary. Giants now passively grant fear resistance in an area around them. I mean, yeah. They should also be inspiring fear. And interact with internal strife. That's the, without reading the rest of it, that's the choose one of the 3 goblin factions and you get some buffs for whichever one they are. Gaining a unique bonus depending on which realm is dominant when they are recruited. Yeah, okay. So, what? Poison damage? Armor would be pretty funny. In Goblin Town, summon some Goblin Town goblins. Again, we'll be going over all of this very soon. Finally, Imlardris' early game is getting a small buff in the form of Bounders. These brave hobbits allow the faction to get more bodies on the field before transitioning into either Dunedain or Noldor, or both. There are no rules. The Hobbit summon now calls forth Hobbit archers and Farmer Maggot, accompanied by his dogs. So instead of it being like 4 of these Bounder units, or 3, I can't remember how many it was, it now always will summon Hobbit archers the same as Arnor's party used to do, and summon Farmer Maggot with 3 little doggies helping him. Miscellaneous. As always, each patch comes loaded with plenty of QIL, quality of life changes, bug fixes, balance adjustments, and small tweaks. Chief among them, we have released a small official submod, which can be found in the download section here on Moddb or the all-in-one launcher. This small submod allows you to increase the amount of command points available in free build. For balance reasons, we prefer to keep free build limited to 1500, but we've provided an easy alternative for those who prefer more. I believe there was a comment I was given way back asking about like free build command points. There you go. If you're watching this, there you go. You've got your wish. You've got an extra submod to make free build more free buildy. Additionally, free build has been given many small and large balance changes. Many of these are based on the feedback you have provided us. We hope this makes free build more dynamic and interactive game mode. For a full list of these changes and a lot more, check on the complete changelog on the modding unit. I'll leave that for you guys. I'm not going through every single little detail. If you want me to go through every single little detail, like this video in the comments. No, I'm not joking. If you do want me to read through all of those details, let me know, and I will do it. But I'm not going to be doing it in this video. As always, we're looking forward to your feedback. Have fun playing. So, we've gone through the meat and veg. Now it's time to get into everything else. Alright, so here with the Dwarves, specifically Edain for now, because we're getting to Iron Hills very soon, you can see we have a lot of ponies behind us. Because, yes, it is very changed how this works now. And I'm going to be going over that once we have a look at the models for the Dwarves. They have got some slight changes. Thorin now has his shield out at all times, a little open shield, while before level 10. Obviously, when he hits level 10, he'll gain a more regal status and lose the open shield in exchange for a more spherical shield, I guess we'll call it. Octagonal, that's the one. Octagonal shield. Yeah, other than that, he is the same. We haven't got Mithril Mel yet, but you can also see some of these portraits are different, and actually are what they used to be back in Edain 3.8, if I'm not mistaken. That portrait for Valin and Dwalin, I'm sure, were in what's it? Yeah, Dwalin's been given a small little portrait here as well. Thorin's the same there. Bard has also been changed. And Bilbo's been changed. When I first looked at that, the walking stick there, I thought he was giving me the finger. I really thought the Edain team just said, screw it. We're going to have Bilbo flipping the bird at everyone at all time. Oh, my head is a mess. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the men of Lake Town. I don't see any difference with them. Not that I expected any difference. But now we get to the Dwarves of Eredluin. We can see they look a bit more mercantile, not very warrior-based. But you can see they've also been mixed up with ponies. So first, let's read the pony camp quickly. The trouble camp will spawn a group of pack horses shortly after construction, which was, I think, about 20 seconds. And then can be combined with dwarven units. When combined, the group can begin one of 4 different journeys, each offering different advantages. As you can see, we've got the 4 different adventures. Appeal to dwarven kin. The dwarves are sent to gather support from their kin from the other dwarven realms. If the expedition is complete, the dwarf battalion will reappear accompanied by their equivalent units from the 2 other dwarf kingdoms. Search for dwarven recordings. The dwarves focus on the search of recordings of lost knowledge on their journeys. If the expedition is complete, the battalion will return at their highest level, and the player will gain a small amount of spell points. Search for dwarven treasures. The dwarves start a journey to recover ancient treasures in the ruins of their former dwellings. If the expedition is complete, the battalion will return fully upgraded and bring a treasure with them that can only be picked up by heroes. And then lastly, we know this one, the Expedition to Khazad-dûm. Only the finest and bravest can enter this orc-infested hall of Dwaladelf. If the expedition is complete, the battalion will be transformed into veterans of Khazad-dûm and allow dwarven heroes to purchase mithril mail. You can have a maximum of 3 battalions of veterans on the battlefield at the same time. So let's do the expedition to Khazad-dûm. Oh, you actually... Okay, that's a lovely little change. So let's get the appeal to dwarven kin for 1... Oh, no! You don't get to... Right, so you can't just spam the ponies and get each one done at a time. You've got to wait all those minutes. Okay. So we're going to get all 3 of these set up. And then I will be back when the microwave is done cooking. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about with how this feature now works. So firstly, we've got the unit we've fully upgraded. The power points it gave was about a quarter. So you get about a quarter of a power point for every expedition you send to get a maximum level dwarf. Which is fine. I wasn't expecting it to be a humongous amount. It doesn't need to be. But being able to get to level 5 very quickly is very important. Also, again, with the full purchase upgrades, this was an unupgraded unit before. It now has, including sharpened axes, forged blades, and heavy armor. So it will benefit from the weapon art of the dwarves. And this one, I tested. I fully upgraded the dwarf unit before sending them on the expedition. However, they have come back with no upgrades. So do not upgrade the troops before you send them with the ponies. They will forget everything. Also, I moved the Khazad-dûm vets over here because I only got the one. And it gave me the procession of mithril without sending these to the mithril mail, to the forge. So I'm going to kill these off. And I'm going to see what happens. Maybe send them further away, so that they don't do any collateral damage when I do kill them. So they're dead. We do not lose the possession of mithril on the passive. Okay, no. So we get 1 Khazad-dûm vet, and we don't need to send them into here. That's a major quality of life upgrade. And lastly, as you can see here, we do get 1 of every type of unit. We can see here with the Guardian troops, you can't get the tower shields, the war masks, or the sharpened axes unless you already purchased that upgrade. And there's only one of the dwarf factions that can do that, and that is Erebor, if you have Ring Hero during the 7th. So keep that in mind. You may not want to be taking Guardians with the extra units. You might want to be going for the ranged units if you want axe throwers, which, yeah. Or spearmen for better spearmen if you're playing as, for example, Erebor, and you just need some tankier abilities, like slowing down enemies or just being tankier. Also, I've noticed that the units that I've sent on expeditions cannot go on a further expedition. This unit, however, can. The unit that comes back can, because it's a new entity. But the dwarves from the different realms cannot go on an expedition. So keep all of this in the back of your head. Let's now have a look at how much gold this treasure chest gives that we got from the going for treasure, the extra upgrades. It gives... It should hover over. 1 rank.
I'll be alright. Just let me sit quietly.
So it... okay, so it's not money. This should technically be money though, right? Oh, a treasure that can be picked up by heroes. Right. It's not money based at all. It gives the hero a rank. And of course they use the thing that I love the most from BFME 1. The instant rank ups from Moria. So, yeah, that will give you a instant rank from one level to the other. It will put you back at 0 experience when you get to that new level. But that's just a level for free. Which has so many uses. Other than obviously leveling up heroes. If you've got allies, it specifically says by heroes. Not by dwarf heroes, by heroes. Enemy heroes could pick it up if they're not if you're not paying enough attention. Allied heroes could pick them up. For example, like in fact, I should test it for Sauron, but you know what? I'm not going to. Because yeah, let's not go too much into that. But potentially you could give it to someone like Sauron, and it might give them a level up. Not guaranteed, but it could. You guys give that a test if you want to. But that is pretty much everything for the Dwarves of Ered Luin. The Dwarves of the Iron Hills, they only got the model dip upgrades, which we've already shown. The Ered Luin model upgrades we've now shown off as well. And they become more militaristic when you give them their upgrades, which is good. It's good. They retain that old miniature. So next up, we're going to have a look at the Misty Mountains and their fissure. Alright, so now looking at the Misty Mountains, I couldn't find any real changes to anything in particular with the Misty Mountains as main stuff. Only the fissure. And yes, it is quite a lot. So firstly, we have the fissure's call. As the fissure grows, other wild beasts are lured to its side in spite of their uncertain allegiance. Summons a neutral wild lair that grants increased experience and additional treasures upon destruction, and can be controlled by untamed allegiance. So let's just quickly reset that, because I did do it once to test it. It is a random lair, just the same as untamed allegiance. And it's unfortunate this one was a troll lair, because well, firstly, why is it 2 trolls? That's what I want to know. Why is it 2 trolls? But secondly, when any of these lairs are destroyed, it actually forms the troll lair ruins. I'll show it off again here. This summons anything but a troll lair, and once we destroyed it. So yeah, these lairs that get summoned through Fisher's Call are always going to give 4 treasure chests and the troll lair experience gain. So here we go, goblin lair. Very, very easy to confirm my what I just said with this. So kill them off. You can see instead of being a goblin lair ruin, it's a troll lair ruin, and troll lair ruins always drop 4 chests. Hard to show that the 4 chests because you can just pick them all up, but yeah. Secondly, we have the strong survive. The fissure embodies the wild nature of the Misty Mountains, in which only the strongest creatures survive. As long as the fissure stands, all drakes, giants, trolls, spiders, broomers, wild packs, and mountain wargs gather bonus experience. So that is basically all the wild lair, all the things you get from your Untamed Allegiance, or the Fire Drake lairs from the Beast of Ered Mithrin, just get bonus experience. Which, including, if you include the improved training to make all beasts enter at tier 2, means they're going to get leveled up a lot faster, and that means a lot for our little worms here, who can eventually turn into fully grown dragons. You can still summon mountain giants, same as before, 1200 to start with, 990 command points. But finally, when you reach level 3, Giant's Wrath is not a summon. The enraged giants punish all invaders, disturbing their isolated existence. From the depths of the fissure, they throw a massive rock at the target area that deals significant damage, knocks units and heroes back to the ground, and slows them down by 25% for 10 seconds. So using this here, Giant Rock just gets flung out. Let's see this damage. That was death. That was Death Destroyer of Worlds. Yeah, that's really bloody good. I really hope the AI can't use this, because oh, that would be terrifying. Also, to be fair, it does take a level 3 fissure, and you can see the building is slowly gaining experience over time. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's not gaining experience over time. That's experience from destroying the lairs. If I was to make a mountain giant from here, let's see how much experience that would give. Gives no experience from what I saw there. Some of these guys need to die. Yeah, getting mountain giants does not increase the experience gain. The only way to get experience is by killing things near it, or by getting the empowerment of the wilderness. As long as the loot hoard isn't destroyed, all buildings on settlements are only on settlements. Well, it says only on settlements, but let's test it. Is it slowly getting experience? I think it is. I'm like peering right into it. I'm gonna put Okay, it is getting experience over time. That just proved it. That big jump just proved that this is getting experience over time. We'll wait a little bit longer, and it should jump up again. Yep. Okay, so that proves it. Getting Paramount of the Wilds from Goblin Town is paramount if you're going to get a fissure to get the bonuses. Which, by the way, really hope this doesn't stack, because that would be crazy. No way of proving it, but it would be crazy. Obviously, the Giant's Wrath is really strong. It's a mighty catapult without having to spend stupid amounts of resources on the Eremithrim Bastion. I mean, can I be any more obvious with what I want to see happen? Anyway, that's everything for the Misty Mountains. Now we come to the last thing, which is Imlardris. Alright, here we are with the last little update, which comes with the Imlardris, Hobbit Bounders, and Halbarad getting a small tweak to his passive. So, firstly, his ability, Leader of the Dunedain, can now summon a Dunedain tent near a Hobbit farm, Garden of Imlardris, or Linen Tower. So not just Hobbit farms, any settlement. And I love how this has been implemented. You actually get an aura telling you where you need to have the settlement in this aura, and then that's where you can summon the tent. Now the question is, can I use it on more than one building? No, it looks like you can only have one tent per settlement. We'll be confirming this as well just by quickly using restoration and checking again anyway. No, you're not limited. You're limited only by space. Because then... Well, space and time, of course. This is of a very long cooldown. So it's not that you're going to be spamming Dunedain out at rapid amounts. But give it enough time and you bloody will be. Also, you can get Forged Blades and Bandit Carriers or Fire Arrows from anywhere on the map now. You don't have to have Halbarad near you. Although I don't think that was ever really a thing. I didn't even realise it before. But it also has a passive leadership kicking in, where at level 7 this gives you all units fear resistance and damage near Halbarad. Specifically Dunedain, I believe, yes. And also his ability, Dunedain Sword Strike, changes to Arrow Volley if you are in whichever mode you're in, and then it only buffs archers or swordsmen, not spearmen, because screw spearmen, I guess. And then also Gathering Haste, his own little thing, and then Dunedain Ambush, just to slow enemies down in case of an emergency. And obviously Dunedain have not changed at all. So now to the Bounders, who firstly look a lot like Willy Wonka. I'm not going to lie. The original Willy Wonka, this portrait is giving that vibe. And secondly, let's test them out, because this is the only I really want to test out. With one other thing. First, let's have Gildor serenade us to get that copyright problem. But wait, he's not singing anymore. How about Luthien? Let's get her in here. She doesn't sing either anymore. I can use things again without worrying about copyright problems. Oh, I don't know how long this has been a thing for, but it's been officially a thing for me right now. So, yeah, looking at these Bounders, they're taking decent amount of damage. Obviously not taking a lot because these are just orcs / goblins. The Bounders doing the damage from afar are doing pretty decent damage, but also the ones close up have been killing more, I've noticed. Because obviously, all those Bounders are hitting a single entity, because there's only one entity around. Against units, I imagine that would be a bit better. Oh no, you guys stop. This is their Bounders' job. So yeah, they also have For the Shire, which is why you get them in the first place. Because whenever they're around a Hobbit farm, just like with the Rohan Peasants, they get more speed, armor, and damage. And this lasts for 15 seconds after you leave the area of effect. But let's see how large the area is. Not very. It is not a very large area. You see, it's now only in effect when we're basically touching the fence. When we're touching the fence, that aura is now in effect. But also we can use food and cheer and song. You can get half your money back, which is 10 resources per entity. So 150 resources. If you just put them back into any Hobbit farm. So you get your value out of them, and then you send them back. Which is kind of nice. It gives you the right feel to them. Also, let's finally show off the aid from the Shire. Let's have them go up against a troll, because why not? Get vision out here.
It's a tribe of goblins.
So we have 3 units of Hobbit archers, who have Halfling courage. The Hobbits fire their bows faster the longer they fight. And for the Shire, if they're near a thing, they get more damage and such. Then we've got Farmer Maggot and his 3 dogs. Please tell me they got their names. Yep, Grip, Fang, and Wool. Each have 1,000 HP. Farmer Maggot himself has 2,000, does 100 damage. Apparently has range damage, but no, he doesn't. Nearby enemy horses are scared by the dogs, reducing their speed by 15 seconds, because Farmer Maggot is accompanied by his 3 dogs. Impressive beasts who once chased a young Frodo Baggins away who tried to steal some of his mushrooms, frightening the Hobbit, even many years later. Obviously, you can see we're not doing a lot of damage because, you know, they are archers. But yeah, that's about as long as they last for, and then they just die. And that is everything. That is everything that this patch has revealed. I will be playing around with the Dwarfs in my next video, for anyone that's still watching. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Farewell.